every skill in Notoriety on a tier list, by the way. Can't forget the fact it's on a tier list. Of course, this is my own personal opinion. Haha, I have one. Feel free to flame me in the comments if you don't agree with one of my choices. So let's get into it. Cable Guy Basic. Titanium's 50% faster. It's one skill point. It's really nice to have, actually, whether you're in ladder stealth. Stealth on missions like downtown and R&B, this could be the difference between a failed and successful mission. Loud, this is just more so a quality of life perk. Either way though, really good. So, I give it a B. Hold on. Got to unpause here. I did this. I actually went through 2 extra perks. Medic. Your Vibe player is 50% faster. This is a perk you need. This is only intended for loud, but it's a perk you need regardless, because it's going to be very helpful, especially when Inspire is on cooldown. And people who don't have this are kind of a bit of a dirtbag to their team. Like, you should have this perk no matter what. Hence, it's an A tier. An apple a day. Start 25 additional health. Another one only intended for loud. The basic is. This is not very helpful. Normal and hard, it'll probably allow you to tank 2 or 1 extra shot, but that's about it. I mean, it's only 1 skill point though, but it doesn't really provide much use. It's only 1 skill point for extra 25 HP though. So, what the heck? I'll give it a C. It's not really helpful, but you could find your uses. Quick Draw is pistols aim 100% faster. Pistols already aim really quick. I don't really think you need Quick Draw. Like, this is kind of pointless. And hence, I wouldn't get it in general. It doesn't help as much. D tier, because it does something. Actually, no, F tier. Doesn't do anything, really. Intimidator Basic. This is a must, in general. You need to bring this. Loud, not so much, but stealth, this is that extra 25 meters is like more than twice your normal shouting distance, and it's very helpful. You should have that in every stealth build. I give it B. I think. Yeah. Extra supplies, again, not only. Medical kits can be used 2 additional times. This is an automatic A tier. The more times you can use your medical kit, the better it's going to be for you and your team. Pretty obvious. Morale. When you're down, there's 20% chance you'll be auto-revived after 5 seconds. This could be helpful in solo play, but it's getting a D, because that's only a 20% chance. I mean, it's after 5 seconds, it's not instantly. Strong grip, all pistol recoils reduced by 50%. The only pistol you're gonna have recoil problems with is going to be the Glock 18, and even then, that's got pretty good recoil control, and that's mainly used for ammo stacking for sentries. So, this perk is pretty useless. D tier. It still does something. Halt. This is one of the best perks you can bring with you. I have a stealth or loud build, because this could very much help you in stealth build. Probably because sometimes it's easier to shot at them because they're in the middle of something, or they're really close to a civilian and you don't want to end up shooting one. And this could save you a lot of money. Save a lot of money. Otherwise, in loud, like, you need it. Sure, you can't convert without Joker, but what this will allow you to do is you could trade them for someone in custody. Essentially, you can hostage the cops if you have no more civilians on the map. This is really helpful. Everyone on your team should at least have this basic. It'll make most of your runs last far longer. Esther. Doctor, you can place medical kits 50% faster. Medical kits do admittedly place really slow, but you don't necessarily need them to be placed faster. The only reason you need to really get this is just so you can get the Ace version, and it's going to get D tier. Nah, C tier. Yeah, no. And so on. So, Charisma, shouting at another player increases their speed by 3 plus additional points for 30 seconds. This is really helpful, except not a lot of people use it. Not a lot of people will bring it in their stealth build and actually bother to use it, and it's kind of irritating, because this is like one of the better perks, whether you're in stealth or loud. Because loud, you have heavy gear, it's gonna make you slow. This could help you get bags to the van much quicker. But nobody uses it or brings it. That's not gonna affect their aiding, because I bring it myself. It's really helpful. A tier. All pistols do 20% more damage. Pistolero. In my opinion, this is mostly useless. Only weapon I'd ever find use for this in is the Judge, because it's a shotgun pistol. It does 20 extra damage per pellet that hits the enemy, which that's actually helpful, but every other pistol, it's pretty useless. So I'll give it D tier. Joker. This is also great. Having converted enemies can be extremely helpful. Not as much as it is in Payday 2, but in this game, it can still be extremely helpful when you're in a bad spot. It's pretty much another bot, and they're affected by everything like the bot. Cluckers will instantly kill them though, but they're still really good to have. Not as good to have as Halt, but still really good to have. Okay, major asset to your team. A tier. Lifeguard. Players you revive temporarily receive 2 times the normal amount for 30 amount of armor for 30 seconds. This is actually kind of helpful, and it's kind of helpful for your team. But honestly, if you're looking for a team perk, I would much rather bring Medic Ace than I would bring this. It could be helpful, but honestly, this is better used compared to Pistol Messiah and non-dodge build. So it gets a B tier because it's effective. Leader, you should have leader. Any player within 50 meters are granted a 50% maximum armor boost for 35 seconds. You should have this perk in general. This is very helpful to your team and will help them massively when they're in the middle of objectives or they just need to last a bit longer in a gunfight. Yeah. S tier. No. A tier. Pistols pick up 2 times more ammo per box. This is, again, not really helpful unless you have the Glock 18 and you're doing it for sentry refill. PCR. Hostage taker. This, in my opinion, is absolutely useless. For every hostage, up to 5 hostages, you receive 3% of your health every 30 seconds. So every 30 seconds, you get 15% of your health. That's not very helpful at all. I never see the actual use of this perk. And it's just pointless to take it. It doesn't help with anything. It gets a F tier. For 5 points too. Like, that's stupid. Magician, if you're running medkits, this is a must. Every 4 minutes is absolutely insane. And it's very helpful to your team. This is what will allow batches to go on forever. Easy S tier. No. S++ tier. Inspire. Yelling at a down player within 20 meters will revive the player. This can only be used once every 60 seconds. This is also an easy S++. This is a must for your entire team. Because this is, not only can you do it from far away, this is instant. This is an instant revive. And this pretty much means you don't have to run into the center of a gunfight that they were just in just to revive them. You can just run next to them, yell them with Inspire, and they're back up, and you can continue your thing. Easily one of the best perks on the game. S++. Pistol Messiah. In my opinion, this is one of the most underrated perks in the entire game. You can instantly revive by killing an enemy with a pistol. It can only be used 1 time per mission. Basic is admittedly not too helpful, but Ace is more. But I can't get on the Ace just yet. Basic though can very much save a solo run. So this is getting a very easy S tier. But it does require, or actually A tier, because this does require you to switch out one of your things for pistol, and it only works 1 match. It's also 5 points. Cable Guy Ace. When you're tied civilian, you gain 3 dodge for 30 seconds. This is only remotely helpful on dodge builds. The reason I say remotely is that is 3 dodge. It is 30 seconds though, so it could be really helpful, but it's not as helpful as the basic. C tier. Medic Ace. This is literally 2 points for one of the best perks in the game. This is easily an S++. Literally 2 points for when you revive one of your teammates, they have 90% of their HP instead of 10%. 10% pretty much means they're 1 shot to knock again once the armor breaks. 90% is like they can tank a lot before going down again. It's literally 2 points. Everybody should have this. Apple of the Day, Ace. 2 points for 30% more stamina. Not exactly S++. It's definitely an S tier. This is extremely helpful Especially on missions like that. Being able to run 30% longer is just awesome. First bullet in your pistol magazine is guaranteed to score a critical hit. I believe what critical hits deal is one shot in the enemy. In my opinion, this is useless. It's about as useless as normal critical. Now, as useless, because I mean, you could use it in some scenarios, but you're not ever going to. D tier. Intimidator Ace. Shooting an unsilenced weapon will make any civilians in a 25 meter radius to hostage themselves. That is completely useless. It'd be theoretically helpful and loud. But it's not shooting an unsilenced weapon with the bullet that lands 25 meters near them. You have to be 25 meters near them to shoot an unsilenced gun. You can just shout, and that's so much easier to do. F tier. It's nowhere helpful in stealth too, because it will screw the mission over very quickly. Extra supplies Ace. Medical kits can be an extra 2 additional times. Maybe 1 extra point, but this is still going in the exact same slot the previous medical kit did. Reason is, because it's just freaking great perk. 2 extra uses is awesome. Morale. Chance of auto-reviving is increased to 50%. 50% is now no longer a 1 in 5, it's now a 1 in 2, and this could save a good bit of your solo run. Now, it won't work all the time, but this can work in infinite times mission. This can help when you go down and nobody can get to you, or you haven't stored your pistol messiah charge, you already used it up, and you don't have it aced. This could be very helpful, save a few missions, or save a lot of time and damage. A good A tier. Strong grip. This is more useless. I don't really know that by an extra 25%, and it's an extra skill point. This is an F tier. Halt Ace. This isn't necessarily as important as normal halt, but still very good to have it. And it can be very helpful. But not as useful as you have it S, not S. When you have it basic, there's an extra point to get Ace, so B tier. Dr. Ace, you can now carry 2 medical kits. This is a fantastic freaking perk. 2 medical kits. Grant twice the amount of use. And if you have extra supplies Ace, that is a total of 12 charges of medical kit. That's gonna last you and your team way longer than a freaking basic one. Charisma Ace. This is even more helpful than Charisma Basic. That extra 2 additional points is extremely helpful. Granted, though, it's an extra point to get. Oh, it's not extraordinarily a must, but if you can, you should get it. Distillery 8. Again, only helpful to the judge. This time, though, it's an extra point. And this is for 20 additional damage again. D tier. Joker. Convert officers to 100% more damage. This isn't the most helpful, but it could still be really helpful. You have officers less as meat shield, and more as actually damaging units. So, B tier. Lifeguard Ace. You're paying an extra point. I would originally, you're paying 4 points for 3 times their normal amount of armor. That's just excessive. Chances are, like, the 2 time was already gonna last you for the 30 seconds. 30 times it's gonna be overkill, and you won't get use out of it. C tier. Leader, armor boosting rate is increase 100 meters. Another C tier. You don't need that. 50 meters is enough. 100 meters. Sure, it might be like the whole map, but like you're still paying like another four. You're paying 4 skill points, so it can go across the whole map, and that's just nice. Pistols reload 50% faster at least. That is actually helpful. So pistols, in my opinion, are known to be reloading stupidly slow. Be very helpful if you're actually using them, like the judge. B tier. Hostage taker ace, in my opinion, this is even more ace than the other one. Every hostage up to 5 high, a team receives 2% of their health every 30 seconds. That means it take about 5 minutes to get their whole health back. Assuming you don't take any health damage along the way. And standing within 25 meters of hostage reduce police accuracy by 25%. Sure if it's just me, but from my experience, that is not true at all. If anything, it made them hit me more often. I tried the Haunted Forest, like, they hit me more often than without it. This is just, it's 6 whole skill points, and it's just absolutely useless. Oh no, my battery's running low. Let me plug in my laptop real quick. Okay, I've now plugged my laptop in. Magician Ace. This is not a necessity. Magician Basic is enough for once every 4 minutes, but you're gonna pay 6 skill points, so it's every 3 minutes. And you already had once every 4 minutes. And if you were to have Dr. Ace, it's pretty much once every 2 minutes, and Ace is every 1 minute 30 seconds. This isn't nowhere near as well, nowhere near as worth it as getting normal magician. 6 extra skill points just so it's 60 seconds quicker. B tier. Inspire. You can now use Inspire every 30 seconds. Not as much as a must as Inspire Basic, but this is still very helpful if you're playing with new people, or just on the harder heists like Haunted Forest or Gift Factory, where people are going to be not frequently. Not as much as a must as Inspire Basic. S tier. Mr. Messiah 8. This is instant S++ for me. Can be replaced using a med kit. If you're to have Magician, pretty much means you can have a guaranteed revive yourself every 4 minutes. And 2 minutes actually. And that's like extremely helpful. This will save a good chunk of your runs. And again, in my opinion, it's just super underrated. It's a must perk that will save your runs. Sure, you have to have a pistol in your slot, but if you take the Judge, like, that's incredible. That's a very high damaging gun. It works with that. So it's a must. That's the whole Mastermind tree covered. After the Enforcer tree. I'm back. Pack animal. All bags you carry weigh 50% less. Need I say more? I probably do. Stuff like gold, weapons, samurai armor, freaking artifact, heck, money, are heavy. And having this is just incredibly helpful. Because they weigh 50% less. And it's one skill point for that. Like, that's insane! It's an easy must. Ammo specialist. I don't really use ammo bag. Ammo bag explode 50% faster. That's a good bit helpful. Assuming, yeah, I don't know. Take about as long as mag bags take the place. So that can actually be really helpful, but it's not a must. So it's only one skill point. Every 6 enemies you kill, an extra ammo pack is dropped. That's like, it's pretty much like I think like 16% increased. Like, yeah. Like 16 to 18% ammo pickup. It's really good. It's only one skill point. It's only intended for loud. Really good though. A tier. It'll help you keep going for longer. Shotgun CQB. If you're running shotgun, this is a must. Maybe only 50%, but that's 15% for every shell. So, that's really, really helpful. And I'll still give it a B tier. Thick skin. Blade snipers deal 25% less damage. This is not very helpful. On lower difficulties, it'll probably prevent you from getting downed, but on higher difficulties, this basic is pretty much useless. It can still help, but not as much as you want it to. D tier. Extra ammunition. Your own bag will have 2 times the ammo. That's pretty much 2 ammo bags. A tier. Alright, no. Well, actually, S tier for ammo bags. Loud and proud, every time I'm so stressed, you receive 25 ammo in your primary weapon. Doesn't matter what you're using, this is freaking useless. 25 ammo in your primary weapon is freaking useless. Shotgun impact. All shotguns deal 5% more damage. Could be helpful, but it's not as helpful as you wish it would be. C tier. Armor. The time it takes for your armor to regenerate after taking damage is reduced from 3 seconds to 2.4 seconds. Not a must, but that's like a solid. Let me do the math here. 0.6 times. That's like 20% faster armor regeneration speed, and it's extremely helpful. S tier. Primary weapon capacity is increased by 25. This is only helpful when you're running snipers. Anything else, and it's stupidly useless. C tier. Shotgun auger. Bullets now penetrate shield. This is S++. Oh, whoops. Oh no. What have I done? Huh? Oh no. I messed something up. What? Shield. Where it is? There you are. No, that's there. Very helpful. You shoot directly at the shield. I have to worry about shooting your arm, and this essentially just makes it easier to kill enemies. Fighter melee weapons include the saw, equip your hole shoot twice as fast, and you walk 5% faster with your melee out. The second part of this is really helpful for stealth, because you have nothing else to spend your freaking skill points on. So you might as well get this. I think pretty much the only use you actually find about it, no needs for it to equip and holster faster. B tier. B tier. Black square, what do you think you're doing here? Black square is going all the way to the bottom. Boom. Rampage. This, in my opinion, is mostly useless. It does have some really good use, but can't always use it. I might start bringing my build up, but I might not. It's good, but I don't use it, and I don't see a very good effectiveness of it. C tier. Resource Hull. Ammo packs now give 20% more ammo. This is really helpful for any gun but snipers. 20% more ammo, 20% less ammo problems. A tier. Bullseye. This is a must if you want to last longer in any gunfight. S++. You will survive so much longer with Bullseye than you will compared to other perks. It will keep you going for so long. Shotgun Blaster. Shotgun scenario, one additional bullet per shot. Could be helpful. Not really though. D tier. It's 3 points too. Tank. This is overall must. Like, it's flat out extra HP. It's a lot more than an apple a day gives you. So, you pretty much need this. You are not going to regret getting this. Like, this will save you in a lot of gunfights. On top of that, it'll allow you to survive RPGs if you don't have, pretty much, super heavy armor. This will allow you to take an RPG shot and survive. So, that's true. Fireworks. When you place an ammo bag, give infinite ammo for 30 seconds. I could find the use in this with RPGs. I don't see the use in this. It's 5 points. I never really struggled with the ammo pickup in the first place. It's great with the saw, though. That's about it, and it's a lot smarter to bring ECMs than it is to bring ammo bags. B tier. Fully loaded. Magazine capacity of a weapon increased by 25%. Not a must, but you should get it. It's really nice. Really helpful, especially on something like the minigun. Like, there's a lot of extra bullets you could hold in there. Press higher assault silent, cannot be heard by guards or citizens. It also has 5 more concealment. Essentially, this just means you can use the saw in your stealth builds now. And this will save so much time. And I mean so much time. This saves an extreme amount of time. Not a complete necessity for survival. But if you don't want to suffer, you're gonna want it. Pack animal ace. Not as important as base pack animal, but useful being able to pick up bags off the ground instantly. You don't necessarily need it though. It's really helpful though, and it's only 2 points. A tier. Replace an ammo bag, get 2 times this damage bonus for 30 seconds. This only works twice, and 2 times damage for like 60 seconds is not very helpful. It's not going to do you much in an actual match. So, D tier. Impacts have a 5% chance of refueling your gadget if it isn't throwable. That's helpful. It's really nice when you don't bring the saw, because essentially it means infinite grenades. So that's only 2 points. You should get this if you do not have the saw on your low. If you have the saw on your low, maybe not as much. A tier. Hackens below an additional 35% faster. This is literally more helpful than the basic. A tier. Cyphers can no longer penetrate your armor. This is really good, and this is a perk you're going to be getting anyway, so I wouldn't worry too much about the skill points, even though it's literally only 3. You're going to be getting that perk one way or the other going up this skill tree anyway, so I don't see the worry. No longer penetrating your armor is great, and works with Rocketeers as well. The Rocketeers will fully destroy your armor. It won't take a huge chunk out of your health anymore. A must for all loud. For all harder difficulty loud builds. S tier. Extraneous and it can now deploy to ammo bag. Just as helpful as its basic version, except an extra point. But that extra point doesn't mean much. A tier. Loud and proud, and it still starts you for 25 on your secondary weapon. Just barely less useful than the primary version. Only problem? This doesn't work for the RPG. You could probably, this is probably the only thing you would get it for, is for the RPG, and it doesn't freaking work for it. So it's about as useless as the freaking basic one. F tier. All shotgun and do an additional 5% more damage. Same tier as normal shotgun impact, except lower, because you're paying an extra point for the same buff again that you don't necessarily need. So D tier. Direct damage to armor deals 3 times damage taken back to the enemy. At maximum, you're gonna do like 1,200 damage before your armor breaks. That is nothing, and will not help you. So, and it will not help you. It's not like health damage. It's while you have armor, and you don't need your armor as much as you need your health because it regenerates. This is an F tier. Secondary weapons ammo capacity increased by 25. This could be helpful as a judge if you decide not to bring ammo pickup perks, which you should, because if you're not bringing those, you're still a dirtbag to your team because you're severely hindering their ability to survive by picking up ammo. This is useless. In my opinion, doesn't really help. Only weapon I would think it would help with, again, is Judge, or any of the revolvers that don't have a lot of ammo, but revolvers suck. Raging Bull is absolute dog doo-doo. It's pretty much the Judge, but worse in almost every possible way. Barely more useful than its basic counterpart. It's getting in D tier though. It's also the next one. This one's not C though, because it can actually be used for something, like snipers. Shotgun on. Your bullet deals 3 times more damage to armor. Flashbang effects are also reduced. This perk becomes completely useless aside from the bull's faceplate once you have Surefire. So, you're gonna be going on Technician Tree for some perks anyway. So this is pretty much useless. You can find a use for it, but it sounds useless. C tier. Melee weapons, including the saw, damage, and attack speed, are doubled. This is actually really helpful for loud when you have the saw, because the saw is a very, very effective weapon. But you're still paying a good 4 points for it, so I wouldn't necessarily make it a must. C tier. Rampage. 8. This is not worth it. You don't need 100% more damage. You're spending 4 points to get to 100% instead of 50%. It's very unneeded. It's not going to help you last longer in that fight. D tier. Epic packs restore 1 health when you collect them. This is freaking useless. You will take forever to collect all your health, and you will continue collecting ammo packs even when you already have full ammo. This is actually a bad perk for your team as well, because now they can't pick up ammo, because it's not like you pick up the med pack part of the ammo, you pick up the ammo part too. And you're not getting ammo from it, so it's useless. Bullseye, Ace is S++ again. You still freaking need it. Because 25% is 3 shots compared to 10%, which is 1 shot. Which 1 shot, granted, like, that will still help you go longer, but 3 shots will help you go way longer. Sorry. Shotgun Blaster Ace. Non-automatic shotguns hold 15 additional rounds in their magazines. Does not apply to revolvers. The only reason I would get this is how it applies to the judge. That is not what it does, so I wouldn't get this. I'm just kidding. Me personally, the only reason I get this is because judge, this is actually really helpful if you're using a shotgun ammo, because 15 additional rounds, it means an extreme amount of longer firing. Stupidly long. S tier. If you have a shotgun build, you need that no matter what. Tank Ace. 50 extra skill point. 50 extra health points. For 6 points. Really? Really? Easy F tier. Sure, you can use the 50 extra health points to take another shot, but it's 6 points? You could use those 6 points on, I don't know, maybe something more helpful, like Inspire Aced, or just a Messiah Aced. Terrible idea to ace this perk, never do it. Firework effects increase to 60 seconds. This essentially makes it more worth it, but it's 6 points. Just here to last some extra time. So, C tier. No, D tier. Not gonna help you too much. It'll actually give an additional 75% more ammo. Doesn't matter what you're running, you need this. Something like the M95, what that's gonna do is you pick up 2 bullets instead of 1. And that is super helpful. Everything is just super helpful. It's like nearly double. If you were to pair this with Resourceful Basic and Extra Lead, that's like more than double ammo pickup. You need that if you're gonna last longer. Easy S++. So I'll start with 50% higher ammo capacity. If you don't know what else to spend your stealth points on, go ahead and get this. Don't ever get this for a lot. 6 points for this. It's just no, it's not worth it. You don't need this. Sure, 6 points can stop you from needing to buy the ammo bag asset. Here's the thing, though. You can get 6 cents ace threat for cheaper, and 75% rejection is a lot of money saved when you accidentally kill a civilian. Overall, not worth it. D tier. Only get it if you know exactly what you're gonna freaking do. That's also the Enforcer tree done with. Time to do the Technician tree. And how long is this video already? 45 minutes? Oh man. This is gonna be a long one. Drill Technician, you can now deploy drills 50% faster. This is just a quality of life one that you do not need this. You do not need this basic. It's quality of life though, and it's good. Really don't need it. Sure, it's only 1 skill point, but you can use that skill point to build up something else. D tier. Eco Sanctuary. Sentry gun deploy and start with 100 more ammo. Pretty much double ammo, so that's twice as long. Even though they're not going to last very long at all, in general, if you don't have AP or refill. Still good for the sentries. B tier. Trip mines have 50% larger radius. Essentially, that just means it'll go off 50%. It'll go off when the enemies are 50% far away. This isn't the most of helpful. You could probably use it, but don't ever really need this. Kind of pointless, not gonna help with anything. F tier. Semi-automatic weapon is still 5% more damage. There's not a lot of semi-automatic weapons in the game that aren't snipers. In fact, I think every semi-automatic weapon in the game is either the M14 or snipers. And so this is completely pointless. That 5% extra damage will do nothing to make enemies die quicker. This is easy F tier. IT department, you can repair drills 50% faster. This is freaking amazing. A tier. It's just simply amazing. You take forever to restart drills. Your sentry guns deal an additional 20 more damage. This is really good because, well, your sentries deal damage. The more damage they do, the better. Because use less ammo they're gonna use on every enemy. Very good. A tier. Or firepower, I could use 3 more trip mines. Why wouldn't you take this? Granted, it's only for trip mine build, but it's great. A tier. It's doing 100% faster semi-automatic weapons. This is actually really good, but no under necessity. Way more helpful in this piece of crud, but you don't necessarily need it, but you could use. C tier. You take 50% less damage when interacting with any object. This is just something you need. S tier. Why would you not get it? It's like, say you're in the middle of lockpicking a deposit box. You're almost done, but your armor just broke. But you're not gonna stop there. That 50% less damage is gonna be exactly what's gonna stop you from getting down while you're trying to finish picklocking a deposit box. Because you're in loud and you're not gonna bring freaking nimble ace. So it's gonna take forever. Since you're gonna have twice as much health. Twice as long before your sentries belly up and freaking die. Tech mines check for enemies faster and explode faster. You only need them to explode faster if you have 50% larger radius, but not really helpful. D tier. Ranged weapons can pierce body armor. You will save so much ammo from piercing body armor. It's 3 skill points. You should have this in your freaking build. Silent drill. Drills are now silent. Not a must, but this makes downtown, Brick Bank, and R&B Bank a lot easier, because you can start controlling the situation while the drill is going. Maybe not easier, but it will save you so much time, and it does make them easier if you're just trying to play it cool. You can play and interact with all equipment 100% faster. This is a must if you're gonna have EMCs. Essentially, you get a whole extra 1.5 seconds of free time. Very good. Very helpful. You should have this. If in your stealth build. You don't need this in anywhere else. Also, it says interact with all equipment 100% faster. That should also be used. As of right now, you don't actually use equipment faster at all. I've tried this in stealth build medic bag. Not stealth build medic bag. Dodge build medic bag. This does not work. Second part doesn't work for some reason. Fire trap. This pretty much triples the use of, well, this feature. Fire trap pretty much triples the use for trip mines. A tier. Cameraman. You need this on your stealth build. It's gonna make your life so much easier. You need that on your stealth build. Make your life so much easier. During expert, your drills have a 50% chance of auto-repairing when they break. This is 5 points. Sure, it allows you to go and do other stuff, but you shouldn't really leave your drills alone in the first place, because 5 skill points is a lot for this. Especially when you can just get IT Ace. You can repair it faster than the auto repair will. 5 points for 50% chance after. Sentry Tower Defense. Carrying an additional sentry gun. 2 sentry guns is awesome. And the story, it's awesome. Shape card is mines can now open safes by being deployed on their doors. Not really helpful. The only mission I can see in the cell phone is literally jewelry store. It may be rush hour, and that's it. You shouldn't get this. You shouldn't get this unless you're trying to get the ace version. Tier. Body expertise. Shooting enemy in the torso deals an additional 50% of the normal headshot damage. You don't need this at all, honestly. Like, it's expensive in skill points for this. From my experience, you don't need it. You're gonna be landing mostly headshots, and you don't want to be landing shots on the body anyway because of bullseye. So it's not like you're gonna be trying to hit body shots. You're gonna be mostly head anyway. This is pointless, and it's 5 skill points. Not quite F tier, but D tier. Your drills run 10% faster. Why the heck you would not have this? %10 more life you can live. You should have it. Your sentry guns can be refilled by interacting with them. This allows them to actually last longer. S tier. This allows them to actually be used. Cause it's gonna break way after it runs out of ammo. It's gonna run out of ammo way before it actually breaks. This will make it where it might break before it runs out of ammo, but if you're guarding it well, this is what's gonna make it last forever. Trip mine deals 30% more damage. Definitely not needed. C tier, you could find use. Gets going critical hit and increased by 5%. I used to think this was only with semi-automatic weapons. This was any weapon. And I'm pretty sure critical hits one shot, so you should have this. It's really not a bad idea to have this. You should. Prepare while hitting it in melee with it. This A tier. This. Where did I put it? This is the same one as the other one. Obvious reasons. Maybe like an extra. It may be 3 skill points to get it, but it's just helpful. You want it. It's gonna deal an additional 40 more damage. That is the exact same thing as the previous one, except better. You should have that. Now use 3 additional trip mines. Your trip mines will last you 30% longer. Again, I don't really get why you want to bring trip mines so bad. Sniper rifles reload 50% faster. If you're running snipers, this is a must if you want to survive. If you want to survive longer. Easy A tier. You have an additional 5 dodge. You need this no matter what. Dodge builds for obvious reasons. Like it's 5 extra dodge. But I'll tell you what else you'd ever need it. Literally only ever effective in dodge builds. So I give it a B tier. Engineer Ace. You can now toggle armor piercing rounds on your sentry by interacting with it. This increases the damage of the sentry gun by 4 times, but reduces the fire rate by 8 times. I think it's just smarter of you to use normal one. Sentry's already pierced armor. This won't help much at all. Sure, it'll make your ammo last 8 times as long, but that's literally all it's gonna do. It's less DPS. It just makes your ammo last longer, and it's 4 points for that, and you can just get this and have your ammo last forever. So you're ready to bring a good weapon. D tier, you'll probably find some sort of use still. Trip mines can now be toggled on the sensor amount and interacting with them. Only spot such instead of exploding. D tier, because this is completely useless, but it can be used on one build, which is the M95 build, because the M95 can shoot through walls. It's the only gun in the game that can do that. You could use this inside, and use your mines in sensor mode, shoot enemies through the wall. But that's the only reason it's not an F tier. Sure, however, bullets can go through multiple enemies. This will save you so much ammo. Not as much as a must as the basic, but it will save you so much ammo, and you're really gonna want it, and you're really gonna be happy if you have it. Center, when a competent, disable your drill, it will shock any enemies in a 15-meter radius, dealing up to 200 damage and stunning them for 6 seconds. This is completely useless. I mean, maybe it'll probably stop cops from being able to disable the drill, but this is completely useless. 200 damage is nothing. F shit. 4 points for something that's useless. Check all trades. We need to pull out our trip mines. You can use sentry equipment. Without your sentry equipment, you can use trip mines, because it can only be done once per height. If you were running sentries or trip mines, you should have that, because why not? Why would you not take 2 equipment? That's great. Fire trap, the fire stays for 15 seconds. That further doubles the use of trip mine from the previous triple use. That is an extra skill point. So, I'll put it in the same tier. Oh no, I can't. A tier. Shots fired. Cameraman aced. Shots fired at a cameraman loud will not destroy them, but will instead tag them as friendly and spot for you. Occasionally, it will use concentrated light from lens distortion. Deal 250 damage. Police near that. Why on earth would you have it? It's just utterly and stupidly useless. You'll have a 100% chance of auto repairing when they break. This is a 100% chance now, but it took you 11 points to get to 100%. You could probably find a use for it. Maybe in your stealth build. Maybe in your stealth build. You don't want to spend your points on something that'll make you last longer and loud in case you accidentally go out. Go ahead. I would not get it. Carry an additional 2 sentry guns. That is literally the basic version, but completely better. This is an S tier, easily. Literally just the basic, but better in every way. Your knife can explode 2 times before deactivating, except when used on saves. This further doubles the use for trip mines. A tier. Shooting enemies worse than nearly 90% of the normal headshot. Again, you don't need that. It's just barely more helpful than the first one. You should not have this on. C tier. As technician tree done. One more tree. Don't worry. You've made it an hour in so far. So you're doing good so far. I'll tell you that much. Good job. I'm back. Chameleon, basic. Spots personal enemies in case you know it. This will never help you. Ever. Second win when your armor race, you get 3 additional speed for 5 seconds. You need that in your loud build. It'll be the only thing keeping you alive sometimes. Resilience weapon gains 1 concealment. Great for stealth builds. This will allow you to pick. What the heck? This will allow you to pick a greater variety of weapons. Be really helpful. A tier. It's only 1.2. Shockproof. There's a 50% chance of a shocker's electricity backfiring on the shooter when you're electrocuted. Gives 3 seconds of immunity to any further electrocution. This is really helpful knowing how annoying tasers are and where the heck, like, trying to find where on God's green earth are they? A tier. Cleaner, you manage munition 2 body bags, and you can hold 3 body bags at a time. It's an extra body bag, what can I say? A tier. It'll help. Stamina generates 25% faster. Your stamina generates so slow. This is a lifesaver. Your concealment with melee weapons is increased by 2. Again, same thing as optical illusions. This allows you to have a greater variety of weapons. A tier. You can interact with ECM feedback. You can interact with your ECM devices after you initially use to activate feedback, which causes your enemies to panic for 10 seconds within 15 meters of the device. Intended for loud only. This is loud only. Theoretically, no. I'm just kidding. Something I would love though is ECM feedback would also work as like normal ECMs. But then if you had that, like, you brought a whole team and you had ace, everyone had ace. If you brought like a whole team, you had these 2 characters essentially. If you played it right, ECM, like the ECM effect would never ever and be broken. I will get this on your stealth build with leftover skill points, because this will help if you accidentally go out. It'll give you really helpful 10 seconds of breathing, breathing, where you can hide and like get your Schmidt together. C tier. Carry a pig and you toss bags twice as far. Pretty much pack animal. You know how? You eat them. When they're not on your back, you don't have that weight on you. So when you don't have that weight on you, you move way faster. Pair this with pack animal ace, and this is extremely helpful. Parkour, your movement speed is increased by 10%. What's up? Loud or stealth. S tier, you should have this for. If you don't have it, you have problems. No, well, you can disable camera by interacting with it, so the camera will live for 25 seconds. This is what makes missions like Art Gallery even beatable. Save you a lot of time sometimes if you don't want to go and shut down. Okay, when I mean Art Gallery beatable, I mean get the Eureka achievement. You're gonna want Nimble. A tier, you don't necessarily really need it, but you really should get it. A professional letting go of a pager mid-response will not trigger the alarms. This effect can only be triggered 2 times per body. If you are like in a crew or duo, essentially this is pretty much your next 22 seconds before the alarm goes off if you've used up all the pagers. No. Just an extra 33 seconds. 34, you get an extra 34 seconds before the alarm goes off if you don't have any pagers remaining. So, you have it, plus, if someone walks into you answering a pager, you can deal with them really quickly, get back to the pager. Very helpful. It's like, you'll notice it'll surprisingly save quite a lot of rounds. S tier. 6th Sense. Standing still for 4 seconds, you ought to spot special enemies within 10 meters. This, in my opinion, is overrated as crap. In Petty 2, this is actually helpful. In this game, it is not, because it doesn't mark something. It only marks guards, so it's very easy. But anyway, D tier. When hooray, when sprinting, you gain a 10% chance of dodging enemy weapons. This is intended for a dodge build. Get this if you're running a dodge build. That's it. That's about it. B tier. Nothing more to say about it. Infiltrator. You can kick doors open with 1 kick, and kicking gives 50% less suspicion in nearby guards. This is great because pretty much you don't need to be picklocking stuff. You don't absolutely need it, but you really should get it because that's going to make your life a lot safer. S tier. ECM override. Your ECM device has 25% longer for both jamming and feedback. Again, S tier. Your ECMs can last 25% longer. Great, that's 25% longer to rush or to fix your mistake. Although you get 3% chance to score a critical hit for every 3 detection rating under 30, up to 30%. I mean, you get 30% critical hit, but you have to have very good detection. You have to have less than 10 detection in order for this to work. Basic ace, you just have to have 20 or less. This you have to have 10 or less. I don't know, it could be helpful. Honestly, I think it's overrated. D tier. What's the dodger? You get a 1% chance to dodge enemy fire for every 3 detection rating under 35. It's an extra 10% dodging chance. You need this on your dodge build. 8 here because it's more helpful than these two are. Unseen Strike, if you don't lose armor and health for 4 seconds, you gain a 35% chance to deal a critical hit for 6 seconds. This is my personal opinion. Mostly useless. I could see the use in it, but you need a build specifically designed around critical hit. And I just don't think it's worth it. You can find a use out of it though, so feature. ECM Specialist, you can carry 2 ECM devices. You're running ECMs. Why do you not have this already? Need that no matter what. Currently, it can interact with anything. It can be instantly interacted as long as you. Not F, but it's not helpful. Only way to be helpful is if you can interact with the Golden Mouse Casino code in the social room. But you can't, even though it's an instant interaction. So this is actually like not helpful. All you're gonna be able to do is pick up money before you max out, but you don't need it. Second in when your armor breaks, you get 5 plus additional speed for 10 seconds. This is literally better than the first second wind. This is just better. It's freaking godly. Collusion. Your science weapon gets 2 additional concealment. You now have an even larger arsenal of weapons you can choose. 8 here. Hot Cruise. Chance of backfiring is now 90% for tasers. Must on all dodge builds you need it. This is really go for it. S tier. You're really gonna freaking want it. Clearly you can carry 2 body bag cases. Nobody is bringing body bags to a heist in general. It's so much smarter to bring ECM. Why would you bring body bags when you can carry the bodies now? D tier, I guess, because you can use it for more equipment, but you're not going to need more than 5 body bags ever. If you had a body bag case in the first place, you shouldn't need to use more than 2. The car, you sprint 25% faster. You need this on all stealth builds. You need this on all loud builds. End story. 25% faster. That's crazy. Inner pocket. Your concealment with the citizen armor is increased by 4. Essentially, you have more concealment with the citizen armor than you would with the suit. Only reason you ever use this is for Artful Dodger, and citizen armor literally has a solid bit, like pretty sure 15 less dodge than the suit. So this is useless. You could use it for low blow, but like you could use this for low blow, but why on earth are you gonna bring that? Because your armor's broken in 2 shots. At best 3. Useless. You see feedback 20 seconds and can recharge after another 3 minutes. This is actually glitched. The basic version recharges just 4 instead of 3 minutes, I believe. 20 seconds. Pretty much twice as long break time if you accidentally mess up and you're yourself. So, B tier. Not a terrible choice. Carry hidden. Carry 2 bags. Not an S plus, actually. This is an S. You don't actually need this perk, but it would be really nice to have. You don't absolutely need it. Kept tossing bags twice so far. you're kinda gonna need it. Help you get loot in way earlier, move loot, and all that. Teabag, not necessarily a necessity. It's nice, but you don't completely need it. Parkour, you can fire and reloadable sprinting. Pretty much mainly for loud, but S tier. You are going to want that. And I mean it, you're going to want that perk. Nimble, you can pick lock saves, not vault. Saves. You can pick lock saves now. That means you don't have to drill them. It's way quicker pick locking than just drilling. S tier. Could let you not trigger your maximum detection on guard citizen cameras for 10 seconds. This essentially allows you to quickly clean up your mess, or hope and get lucky in the 10 seconds that for the guard and citizens, they turn around and they can't see it anywhere and you can fix it. That they must. I got 8 more. Really? That's it? 8 more. 8 more. 6 cents ace. Clean cost for you is reduced by 75%. If you're on your way to getting to billionaire, you're really gonna want this because that's when money actually matters. So, be careful. You mainly want it in Nightmare, because in Nightmare you lose an ungodly amount of money from those kind of mistakes. Run for it! Sprinting gains 25% chance of dodging enemy weapons. This ace is complete must in all dodge builds. S tier compared to the basic, which is just A. Or, actually just B. Oh, I guess it would be A. You're really gonna freaking want it. Infiltrator, you get 2 free concealment points at pick lock, 100% faster. You pick lock, pods boxes faster. You open the outside crates and shot rate 100% faster. That's great. And you get 2 extra concealment points, which further expands your arsenal of available weapons to pick. S tier. You see him override. You SAM device can act like electronic doors, but acting like a key card. In my opinion, you should only grab it if you have ECM specialist. Even then, it's a lot better to have 2 ECMs because that's 50 seconds of time instead of 25 seconds of time. It's a lot easier to just go and find a freaking key card in less than 25 seconds and get a door open for the camera operator. Or for a save. Just don't get the perk unless you're in art gallery and you're speedrunning. Level 8, you get 3% chance to score a critical hit for every 1 detection unit and 30%. This allows you to select a bigger variety of weapons. But that's it. You get a bigger variety of weapons though, which is really nice, but that's about it. I'll give it a C tier. R for dodger, you get a 1% chance to dodge enemy fire for every 3 detection rating under 35. You literally need this. Maybe you don't need an ace. If you pick the right weapon, you do not need this ace. But odds are you're gonna need ace. A tier. Once you strike, if you don't lose armor and health for 4 seconds, you get a 35% chance to deal a critical hit for 6 seconds. 18 seconds. That's just a little over the top. You don't need 18 seconds. You're gonna hit a critical hit in 6. I actually think I'm going to change where this is a C. No, it's a D. It's 6 points. Where's the other one? I'm gonna move that lower as well, because it's not helpful. See. Wait. Yeah. See here. I'm only gonna kill one enemy with it. See him specialist. Ace. See him jamming a few activation for 20%, 5%. Page timers are not delayed during the jamming. Great. That's even longer before the heist is screwed up. And pager delays is a freaking must. That, my friends, is a tier list of every skill in Notoriety. Welcome! That's my opinion. Feel free to flame me in the comments. I don't care too much. But I hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys in another video.